welcome to Aaron's first Scam Info Dump special. This is a series where I'll talk about scams that both artists and commissioners can fall for, what to look out for, and how not to fall for them. And today I'll be drawing an OC of mine, a seven-tailed California gray fox kitsune named Jacinta Oriano. So let's get into it, shall we? Today's video is about the son's pet scam. This is usually a person with a real-life photo and maybe a Bible verse in their bio. Nothing against Christians, I'm just explaining the pattern. Sometimes they have their profile private, and always, no matter how recently you posted your commission sheet, no matter what style or prices or turnaround time you have, they always open up with, "Your drawings are beautiful. Are you open for a commission?" Or some variation thereof. And then follow up with a high quoted price that's hard to resist. And why are these bad, I hear you asking, except that I don't hear you asking because I cannot hear you. Well, they're bad because they're never gonna give you that money. In fact, they usually end up stealing it from you. Take, for example, S.Cooper50, who is now but a ghost account. I tried to look up their, the DMs they sent me as of earlier, and it's just gone. I think they deleted that account. But just so we have an example, here's that. Partially, also, because there was never really somebody on it. As far as I'm aware, these people aren't actually people, but in fact bots created by people to send out the same copy and pasted message to hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe even millions of artists who dare to open commissions on Instagram. They'll then get into how they fell in love with your page. Not a specific piece, no mention of a style, not even what fandom you draw in. Just your page, which is fine enough on its own, I guess. People do sometimes just come up and be like, "Hey, I like your work." But we're getting into a pattern here, because then they'll say they want you to draw their son, their pet, their son's pet, or something for their son's birthday. Maybe a combination of a couple things. They won't specify what kind of pet, which would be your initial thing if you wanted a drawing of your pet, right? If I were to commission somebody to draw Athena, I would be like, "Hey, love your cat drawings. Do you think you can draw my cat for me?" I wouldn't be like, "Hey, I fell in love with the general look of your page overall. Can you draw this one thing I have?" That's too freaking vague, yo. When they send the reference images, they'll also give you some blurb about it being named Nick or Mickey or something, kind of a name with an ick in it. And that's not the only ick they're giving me. Anyway, they also say something about what games their pet likes to play, as if that has any bearing on the commission or makes them sound anything like a real-life human. Then they'll quote to a price. It's usually a triple-digit number. Mine right here was $200. I've heard people being quoted $300, which is enticing, right? At this point in the conversations, if I was a new artist just opening my first batch of commissions, this would be really exciting. I do have a friend who commissions me a lot and tips me well over what I ask for from them, but they've never actually asked to pay more than $80 for a piece. And that was at least twice what I quoted them. At this point in the conversation, I'd be thinking, hey, I can schedule a doctor's appointment with that. I can pay off this credit line. I can survive a little longer with this one commission. So someone who doesn't know this scam might feel extremely tempted to take it. And here's where it gets dicey. And also where I recommend for you burgeoning artists who use PayPal to not give out your email. Use the paypal.me link. Why? Because once they have your email, they can then send you a fraudulent email from PayPal asking you to send some money to release the funds to your account. This was from a different scammer with a different conversation that I'll go over in a second, because I did mess up and send this one my email address. Pay attention to the email. See, the normal email for PayPal is service@paypal.com. This is very clearly not that email address. I've also seen recently that scammers will use a different lowercase a. Make sure the A in your financial emails are the A with the little flag on top. Harder to spot, but something to look out for. This particular one says that in order to open my account as a business account, I have to send $300 to make it a business account. Let me tell you, my PayPal is already a business account. I've had it for over a decade at this point. I have a set of physical QR codes for table vending, and I had at one point a credit line through PayPal. It is already a freaking business account. Even if it wasn't, there's a few other red flags to go over here. See, it's a pretty bare bones email. It's a wall of text making it harder to read. There's no fancy graphics. You know, the PayPal top banner graphic, the unsubscribe bottom banner graphic, the logo. None of it is here. Here's another email that's actually from PayPal for comparison. You see the dip? You see it. You can see it. Second red flag. The English is kind of not great. See, I'm a recovering grammar stickler, and I won't use the other popularized name for that. I've been made aware that judging others based on their English is painfully classist and pretty high and mighty. I also work with people who speak mostly Spanish and who sometimes communicate through Google Translate. And my coworker, who's been in the USA for at least 2 decades at this point, still accidentally messes up the pronouns she and he when talking about cis people, including our cis male boss for whom he's worked most of those 2 decades. I don't really mind bad English anymore. They speak better English than I speak Spanish. Y mi español no demasiado terrible. Mi lengua es estúpido, so I can't say the double R's without gargling spit, but you know. I also live in Utah, the land of egregiously misspelled names, and what the hell is an Oxford comma central? But if you're sending a business email to someone with whom you have a professional relationship, like PayPal with its customers, I'm pretty sure you would be running that through several proofreaders. Even the automated messages they send out have better English than this. This is rife with repeated words, vernacular that's structured really poorly, capitalized words in random places. This does not look like something PayPal would send out to their neighbor's dog, let alone a long-established customer. I've also heard the bad English is intentional. These guys want to sucker the people in that aren't yet educated enough to know what to look for. It's the same with scams that don't necessarily have anything to do with art. Timeshares, the car gets extended warranty bullshit, fake policemen calling my phone asking for me to donate whatever the bullcrap is, and calling me Lonnie. This hasn't been Lonnie's freaking phone number for more than half a freaking decade, you absolute eggs! Anyway. So yeah, these scams usually simultaneously depend on the ignorance of the scammy and filter out the ones that aren't quite as ignorant. Ghosting is a perfectly valid response to these people because, like I said earlier, more often than not they're bots and not real people behind these accounts. Do not give your email address to these people either. If you really want to test the waters or give them the benefit of the doubt in case it's the one person that is not a bot and is actually going to pay you, don't give them the email address. Give them the paypal.me link. The way these guys get to you is via email. Long story short, don't trust anyone who's so ambiguous that they can't even tell you what pet they have until they send you the photos. Don't trust anyone with contact information, and do not trust emails without picking over it with a fine-toothed comb. To be an artist isn't something to sneeze at, yo. We're underappreciated at our craft. In a world full of plagiarism software masquerading as AI, bots that scam new and old unsuspecting artists out of hundreds of dollars, businesses that fire good designers in favor of aforementioned plagiarism software, we artists are choosing to stick to our pens, or brushes, or charcoal sticks, squeegees, or whatever utensil of choice, and create our own crap. These bots are awful and evil and borderline illegal, probably actually illegal in some cases. But I'm here to tell you, don't give up. No matter what level you're at, no matter how many or how few legitimate commissions you make, the world needs your brand of creativity. And I hope you keep progressing in your craft. Grow with us. We have fun here. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. Have you been scammed? Have you come across the scam before and knew what to do when they came calling? Is there anything else I should have covered? Are there any other scams I should cover? Is my analysis even coherent? And like and subscribe for more content. I intend to make Little Kato from Final Space the subject of my next info dump, and after that, I don't know. Maybe a little tips for beginning commissions video. Maybe a different hyperfixation like underappreciated manga. Oh, parts under. Or the Percy Jackson series. I don't know, I'll think of something. Stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next one. Aaron out.